You so sexy, Invader V. You look hotter. Oh, thank you. I don't think I've done anything. I've not enhanced myself in any way. I did go to the beach yesterday. Oh, maybe that's why. I went to the beach yesterday, working on my tan. You guys can really see these tan lines are popping. Just absolutely exploding out with erotic sensualness. Your hair looks curlier. Yeah. You know what? It's probably. Oh, yes, yeah. Actually, hold on. You have a fan on you? Beyonce learned this a long time ago. If your hair is gently flowing in the breeze, that gives you +10 for fuckability. I don't play a ton of D&D, but I'm almost positive that's correct. Yeah. Are you just drinking straight up vodka? Yes. Absolutely. Doesn't alcohol lower your body temperature? It's so funny that you say, yeah, my hair has been curlier. Oh my gosh. It wasn't yesterday, and it wasn't this morning. It was actually like pretty straight and smooth earlier today. Whew. But then it's been so hot, and I just sweat and sweat and sweat. So if you've been hanging out in stream for a while, you've probably heard me talk about this, or you've noticed that I had to take days off because I was getting this work done. So during the pandemic, I think it was, the building that I live in, the house that I live in, which is like cut up into little apartments, it was purchased by a brand new company. And the building manager who had been with our building for several years, after this new company bought our building, he quit. He was like, these people are assholes. These people are not good. I'm getting out of here because it's a bad time. And that was a few years ago. That was like just like not in the beginning of the pandemic, but like maybe in the like the middle, the end of the pandemic. And so that was like worrisome to hear, obviously. And now I feel like I'm really seeing how much of an asshole this corporation that bought our house really is. Over the past few months, they've been doing an entire rehaul of the heating and the cooling system. So in Canada, it's not necessarily always standard that you have a built-in, what is it called? Like if you have like central heating and central cooling. So my house had no AC. I had a window unit that like was in my bedroom, and it was good. That worked for me. It was awesome. This year they told us we're gonna rehaul this. We're gonna actually build AC units into the walls like they have in Japan and lots of Asian countries. They're like the large, sort of like above the door AC units. And so they've been installing these AC units in the building. They also redid the heating. They put in like baseboard heaters as well. So now we not only have like hot water radiators, we also have baseboard heaters, and we have these AC units that have been, there's like one above the door just behind me here, and they put another one into my bedroom as well. What they didn't tell us until last week was that if we want to use the AC unit, we have to pay an extra $25 a month, and these AC units will only be available to be turned on August 1st. I felt like I couldn't breathe when I read that it was like, I had checked the calendar. I was like, are we in, like, are we at the end of July or something and August is really close by? And it was like, no. Hi, Viking. No, they're not going to turn on the ACs until August 1st. It makes no sense. Exactly. Oh, Sunny HTV. Oh, sorry, Sunny TV. I live in Canada, actually. I don't live in America. That makes no sense, says Vito. You pay for the electric. Who cares when it gets turned on from their perspective? Yes, that's the really, really confusing part of it. I had a guy come last Tuesday, and they added thermostats attached to the AC units, and then to test the thermostats and to test the AC units, they turned them on. And so last Tuesday, I got to sit here in my living room with the AC on, and it was wonderful. It was like very powerful. It worked wonderfully. It was great. So these units work perfectly. I pay for my hydro. Yeah, in Canada, our electricity bill, I guess maybe just in Ontario. I don't know what it's like in the rest of Canada. I wish I knew what everything was like all over the place, but I'm very stuck in my city. In Ontario, it's our hydro bill because we use hydroelectricity. And I pay my hydro bill. It's not included in my rent. Turning on this AC would use electricity that I'm already paying for. Yeah. So, exactly. Subscription-based appliances are so fucking stupid. We're in the middle of a heat wave. We're in the middle of a heat wave, and the psychological damage. I'm so glad that I am the one who has to deal with this, and it's not any of you. It's not anybody that I care about. But the psychological damage of sitting in your 30-degree Celsius house with an AC unit in front of you that you can't turn on feels a little inhuman. It's a little frustrating. And I'm underplaying how upsetting that is, absolutely. Yeah. Renting corporations, milking people's wallets wherever they can. I wish I was surprised. There are so many ways to make money in this world. The idea that you're going to make money off of the homes that people live in, it seems really fucking sick, right? Like, essential services shouldn't be for profit, and like the roof over your head shouldn't be I can't even speak, it's so hot. The roof over your head should never be considered a for-profit business. So wait, why can't you turn on the AC? The building just won't let us do it. The building just said, no, we're not turning it on until August. Yeah. And that's how it's going to be. It's also potentially damaging to the home and the stuff in it. Oh, I definitely had some, like, really beautiful fantasies about, like, I don't know, spray painting the side of the house. Something rude, or finding out where the people who own this corporation live and pooping on their lawns. They're torturing you to make you sign up. The timing of it is crazy. The timing of it is absolutely fucking insane. It does kind of feel like they did it on purpose to, like, really make us suffer. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's a dystopian nightmare, and we're all trapped in it. We're all in it together. Are there no laws in Canada that protect tenants against, like, these, like, fraud-like practices? No, I looked it up. I did look it up. And they found this really great loophole, which is that if they install the AC after you move in, there is no obligation for them to provide you with AC. Like, if I was moving in today and the air conditioner was in the unit already, that's an amenity in the unit that I am signing up for when I move in. But you had an AC unit, a working one. Yeah, I had the window unit that I very foolishly got rid of because I made a terrible assumption that these AC units would be available to use. So I was like, oh, I guess I don't need my window AC unit. So I got rid of it. And that was a terrible mistake. That was awful. I ended up buying a new window AC unit this morning. I'm so grateful. You know what, guys? In the face of this being really, really sad and frustrating, I'm incredibly grateful for Muhammad, who delivered my AC this morning. And he was so kind about it that he was like, I'm gonna carry this upstairs because I live on the top floor of my house. He's like, I'm gonna carry this upstairs for you. He's a very, very sweet man. He said, this is not for females to carry. Women should not be carrying this heavy thing. I was like, I'm gonna cry. Thank you so fucking much. Yeah. They kind of tricked you into getting rid of the old one. Yes, Biking Viking, yeah. Yeah. If they had told us these AC units that we're installing are not going to be turned on until August 1st, I definitely would have kept my old AC. But when they started installing the AC units in like April, in May, it was really stupid of me. It was really, really stupid of me to assume that like, oh, well, once they install the AC unit, it's gonna work. Silly of me, right? Silly of me to like expect any kind of decency. That's my bad. That's my bad. Don't assume decency. Oh, it's so good. So good. Feel that spritz. Oops, I got the monitor a little bit. You're probably not supposed to mix electronics with water. Then again, maybe it'll help the computer stay cool. Isn't the hot season in Canada short anyway? Such cheapskates. So what I was really grateful for is that they gave us this information that they're like, we are not turning on the ACs that we installed in your building until August. And then a couple days later, there was a follow-up. So like I messaged my building manager and I said, please turn on these ACs. Like, I'm very worried for my pets having to sit in this hotness. Like, I can take a cold shower, but I can't keep like dragging my dog into the cold shower, you know? There's a consideration for just beyond the decency of human life here. And my building manager was like, yeah, I'm gonna get out, like, there's gonna be like a Q&A sheet that I'm gonna hand out to everybody tomorrow. And it seems like every single person who lives in my building had the exact same reaction, the exact same, like, what the actual fuck are you thinking, of being like, you need to turn these AC units on before August 1st, because awesome sauce, the reality is that by August, it starts cooling down. The hottest months in Canada are definitely June and July. By the time you get into August, quite often, it's hot during the day, and then it gets really, really cool during the night. But for June and July, it's very, very fucking hot. Yeah. Maybe they just want to reduce the maintenance cost by not using the appliances. It's stupid. If the electronics are not being used for a long time, then they'll break too. It's 35 degrees Celsius here. Not having AC would literally kill someone. Yes. Yeah. I feel bad because I don't want to argue, like, I don't want to get angry at my building manager. He's just an employee. He really is an employee. I recognize that he is not the one making these decisions. But the difficulty is that the way that the system is set up is that, like, he's the person that we have to go through to talk about these things. And I just want to be like, people are going to die from this heat. And you're literally putting our health in danger by not turning on these AC units. It's inhuman. Did you maybe have a chance of sending them the bill for your new unit? At least pay for part of it? No, I don't think there's any way they'd do that, no. Oh my god, Viking, you are such a good person. You have such a kind heart. I wish there were more people like you. There is a decency inside of you that I think is lacking from a lot of other people. Is it a portable or built-in unit? I wish we had built-in aircon in the UK. So many homes without it, and it's so extremely hot. That's what we're talking about. My building installed AC units and then told us that they're not going to turn them on until August. And that's been a mind fuck for real. Yeah. Yeah, building in AC units in places like the United Kingdom. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, Dr. Navery, but the way that we're in a climate catastrophe, it's no longer climate change. It's like a full-on climate catastrophe. This idea of that, like, well, it's like not hot enough in England or it's not hot enough in Canada to have these like full-time units available. I don't think that's the world that we live in anymore. I think that it's different now. I think that we have to recognize that the way that the weather was 30 years ago is not the way that the weather is today. Yeah, August is when it starts getting more chilly out. At least at night, like the temperature will go down. But it was 20 degrees Celsius. Felt like it was 25 degrees Celsius last night even. That's what I was thinking, says Awesome Sauce. Can you just can you just cool off at night? No, it's a heat wave right now. It's like just as hot at night as it normally is during the day when it's not a heat wave. I think you would die in Saudi Arabia if your temperature reaches 45 degrees Celsius every day in summer. I mean, Saudi Arabia has, not to be rude or anything, but like, that's in the Middle East, and they live in, I'm almost positive, an almost literal desert. I live in Canada. Like, I live in Canada. We live in I'm much further away from the equator. We have much more green, like way more trees, Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world put together. And all of that has traditionally, historically, done wonders for keeping Canada nice and cool in the summertime, and then also helps us like retain a little bit of heat and warmth in the wintertime, although it's brutally fucking cold in the wintertime. So the idea that like, oh, well, you wouldn't survive for a second in Saudi Arabia is also ridiculous because it's a very different kind of heat. Everyone who's ever experienced a dry heat versus a humid heat knows what the difference is. And in Canada, it's a very humid heat. It's not the dry heat like in Saudi Arabia. I also just cannot stress enough that those comments, it comes up every time you talk about the temperature, heat on the internet. People are like, you would die if you were in this other part of the country. And it's like, I think the point that you're missing is that those countries have infrastructure, design, and buildings designed for that heat. But we live in Canada. Our buildings are supposed to be designed to keep the heat in because it's supposed to be cold here. And the fact that it's so brutally hot is not the norm. I think anybody would die if all of a sudden they found themselves in an incredibly hot situation without the infrastructure around them to provide life. Nowhere in the UK is getting that for 2 months in a row, my dude. Knavery, do you live in the United Kingdom as well, or are you just arguing because you've read things on the internet? I agree with this guy. I've been to England in the summertime, and it was crazy brutally hot. I do indeed live in the UK. So then you know that it does get really, really hot in some places. Are they adding the AC subscription into the rent, or is it an optional purchase? They're not really giving us the option not to do it. Like, not using these AC units, which like work super duper fucking well, feels kind of ridiculous. I guess that I could just like on principle be like, no, I'll never turn it on. And I'll just use my little window AC unit. Yeah. Camus says, hey V, how's it going? Hot, real hot. With big cities, the concrete absorbs so much of the heat, irradiates it back, making it so much hotter. Bearded Barbarian says, fun fact, there's no fans in V's room. Her natural aura is just making her hair gently blow. Yeah, I'm just aura farming. It's the Florida heat versus the Las Vegas heat. Yeah. I did not know about the humidity in Canada. That's interesting. I live in that environment too, and it sucks 10 times more. Hey V, you're looking brutally hot today. Feeling brutally hot today, yeah. Yeah, the same with the UK as in Canada. All buildings are designed to keep the heat in, like double glazed windows, so when it's 30 degrees outside, it's insane. I do indeed live in the UK. It hasn't been that bad since the ridiculous heat wave of 2018, though. I know, I lived there for 3 years, bud. The South is a lot more hot than the North. Dr. Knavery, I don't exactly understand why you're arguing with this person. I don't see what you're going to get from it. I don't think you're going to change this person's mind about their own lived experience. And it also seems like you're just ignoring this person's experience because it differs from yours. I think you can say, my experience of living in England is that it wasn't that hot and that I don't get that hot. And that's the truth. And you don't need to argue with this other person about what their lived experience is, because, to be frank, you have no right to tell this other person that, like, no, you're lying, you're wrong, it doesn't get that hot. Like, maybe it does get that hot for them. You don't know exactly where they live. You don't know what their life is like. There's not just like one truth of what everyone's experiencing. Shadow TV says, I prefer the heat to the cold 8 months of the year here. Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same. Like, I love being outside. I do. It's wonderful, and it makes me feel happy. I like all the seasons. I think it's also just pretty normal to be like, oh, the extremes are obviously kind of intolerable. Ooh. Okay, squirt bottle activated. Heat. Ooh. Devastating. But are you going to have to pay them for June and July when they won't even turn them on? I'm wondering about that, Ritus. I'm like, are you going to charge us for July without even turning it on? Also, very wisely, somebody, like other people in the building noticed that they're like, so you're going to charge us $25 a month for this AC unit, which will only be turned on, like, in the future? I think they said between May and August. Like, that's the only time that they're going to, like, let us turn it on. It's wild. It's a very dehumanizing system, I agree. Yes, individual people perceive heat very differently. There's like a genetic factor. Like absolutely, some people are totally fine with it, and because that's just how they are. Some people like really struggle with it. Like the Big Turk, who I used to date, my ex-boyfriend. He just could not handle the heat, and he's Turkish and Iranian, and he was just like he could not handle the heat. It would like give him a panic attack if he started getting overheated. It's okay, I just hate the heat. I moved from Africa to the UK to get away from the heat, but it just followed me. Oh my God in heaven. Oh yeah, Dr. Navery, now you're gonna argue with a man who came from Africa about heat? I feel like Africans know a lot about heat. Speaking of Africans, so I've like obviously love dolls. It's one of my like comfort things is that dolls are so nice. They're really great, and the Monster High dolls are really cool. As a little girl, the only kind of Barbie that was really available was like the very thin, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Barbie, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being thin and blonde-haired and blue-eyed. That's great. But it is a little frustrating when that's like the only thing that's available. And so as I grew up, it was so cool to see that there's so many different types of dolls. And the Monster High dolls are really fun. There's like a werewolf girl, there's like a Frankenstein girl, there's a vampire girl, there's a Venus flytrap girl. It's great. It's super duper cool. And then there was somebody in the subreddit this weekend who was like, why are there not any African dolls? Why are there no like African dolls in this? And there are some dolls with black features, but I mean, they're right that there's not like a black African doll. And then people in the comment section were like, we have like a Cleopatra themed doll, and there's a bunch of them. There's like the main one and then her sister. And Egypt is from Africa. Egypt is African. That's Africa. It's interesting how sometimes people kind of lump Egypt in with the Middle East, even though Egypt is very firmly on the continent of Africa. And there are African dolls. They're Egyptian African. So is it $25 a month during May, August, or is it every single month? White Stone, it's an extra $25 every single month, even when the AC is not running. And they have the control over turning it off. They have the control over turning it off, which makes me feel really anxious. Like, the idea that somebody who doesn't even live here can decide to turn the heat or the cooling off whenever they want that's stressful. That's stressful. That's like, you pay to live somewhere, and then somebody who doesn't even live here gets to make decisions about how you live your life. It fucking sucks. I can handle it, but if it's humid, fuck that. 100-degree dry heat is totally fine. 70-degree with humidity is living hell. Yes, absolutely. What do you think about the Labubu trend? It's been interesting. It's been very, very interesting to see the popularity of the Labubus. I hope I'm pronouncing. I don't know where the emphasis goes on Labubu. Labubu? Lab-oo? Because another one of my interests is, actually, no, I don't know if it's one of my interests or if it's just something that I like window shopping. Like purses and handbags. I subscribe to like the purse and handbag subreddit. And for like a hot second, I was like, I love purses and handbags. And then I was like, no, I really don't. I like matching outfits, but I don't really care about like if this purse is expensive or like if this is the cool new trend. And so they started, the Labubu little like monster dolls started as purse accessories. And now they're everywhere. And now they're all over the place. I feel like, what did I just see? This like really beautiful female rapper who was doing double dutch somewhere outside. And she was like, hold my Labubu, and she like took it off of her like belt loop and handed it to somebody so she could go do double dutch. And I thought it was so fucking funny. I was curious when I worked in Sierra Leone, the locals were walking around in duffel coats and hats in 20 degrees Celsius. The Monster High dolls used to look even cooler too. Oh, really? I like the way that they differentiated the body types in the more recent generations. I'll be honest with you, the first generation of Monster High dolls, I don't really like. They had this like impossibly sickly thin body type, which I was like, ooh, I like my dolls like I like my women with a little meat on them. Come on now. Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, all of those. Yeah, like North Africa for some reason does not get lumped into Africa. You look sexy as fuck with your hair like that, miss. Thanks, bitch. Goddamn, those thighs have me acting up. Good, that's good, yeah. What's the name of the song? All of our music is available from Epidemic Sound. It is a royalty-free subscription music service. So you can go to Epidemic Sound, and we're listening to instrumental, laid-back hip-hop music today. So you can sign up if you'd like. You can go to the hip-hop section, and we're doing laid-back is the mood, and instrumental, yeah. I hope it's making your day. I recognize that there are 50 states in the USA, just as people should recognize there are 54 countries in Africa. Ooh, yeah, right? Boot Force Gemini says, that is extremely stressful. What the hell? I would sue, to be honest. I was thinking of maybe writing to Olivia Chow, our mayor, because she seems like a decent human being. And I don't think that this is like an isolated issue in just the building that I live in. I think that with the way that climate change is happening, the climate catastrophe is unfolding, and the way that every single year when there's a heat wave in Ontario, people are dying. People are literally dying. I do think that it should be just like how in Ontario, it is illegal, very illegal, to rent any place to live that does not provide heat, because they recognize that people will die without heat. And I think that the laws need to be updated. That it should also be illegal to rent any place that also doesn't provide cooling as well as heat. Because I know that it's like so depressing to think about and to talk about, but the global trend of the planet heating up is not going anywhere. I don't think this is something that we're going to be able to fix in the next like couple months or even the next couple years. I think that we need to start preparing for the fact that this will end a lot of people's lives if we don't do something about it. I saw the ads here. They're in toy stores here, and I kind of get the appeal behind the Labubus, but it's just not for me. Rightus? Yeah. It's interesting how when I was younger, when I would see trends like that, like the like, this is like the hot new pair of shoes. This is the hot new cell phone that everyone has. This is the like cool way of styling your hair. I was always really excited to jump onto those trends and to be like, I can't wait to be a part of the cool kids. I can't wait to like fit in with all these other things. I can't wait to spend my money on this. And then I think as I got older, it really started becoming apparent that it's like, I don't think I even wanted to do this. I think I was just very successfully brainwashed by advertising. Fuck. Can you opt out of paying the extra $25 and just buy a window air conditioner like you have in your room now? Yes, that is an option. I think what I'm going to do is keep my window AC unit and then opt in to use the full AC as well. And just have both available to me, because then it's like redundancies in keeping my apartment livable. So sure, I'll give you the extra $25 a month, even though I feel like that's absolute fucking highway robbery. But I'm also gonna keep my window AC unit, so that if they decide that they don't want to let us use the AC for whatever reason, I'm not gonna be burning to death. Because, I mean, I know that I shouldn't be catastrophizing. I was talking about it with my friend this morning, and they're like, honey, you're kind of catastrophizing. Like, you don't need to worry so much about, like, this terrible, unknowable future. But what I anticipate they're going to do is that, like, maybe next year, maybe in a couple years, they're going to be like, oh, wow, the AC units are just, like, the maintenance around them and running them around them, we're actually going to have to charge you more per month. And that they're just going to, because this building was built before 1991, and in Ontario, or maybe it's 1993, in Ontario, or maybe it could just also be in the Greater Toronto area, buildings that were built before that time are rent controlled. They can only increase the rent when the tenancy rolls over to a new person, or once a year, and they can only increase it by a tiny little bit. So a great way to squeeze more money out of people in old buildings is to update the heating and the cooling and then just gouge them that way. Do you know if the company that bought the building has other buildings? Do they do the same thing there? Would show they have a history of that sort of thing? Oh my god, you're kidding me. Oh my god. Seawolf? So, like, number one, do you remember having sex and then drinking straight out of these bottles? And number two, I had a dream about you last night. Like, you were literally in my dream last night. We were on a road trip together, and we stopped at a gas station to get snacks. And I remember getting Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Smart Food. And as I was getting ready for stream today, I was like, I wonder if because I dreamed about him last night, he's gonna show up in stream today. This is blowing my mind. Oh my god. That's crazy. It was a great road trip. Yeah, super fun. I think we were driving up to my old cottage. Try saying that in England. Oh, I don't even remember what I said. I know you're a femdom and you would beat it up and all, but please be kind to me. I have no idea what you're saying to me. I'm just sitting here. V, is it hot where you live? Yeah. Yeah, let's see what the temperature is. It is 24, no, hold on. It is 25 degrees and it feels like it is 34 degrees. That is wild. Oh no, sorry, I'm gonna keep this over here. So I can, actually no. I'm gonna put it back over here. I don't want electronics too close to me there. They're too hot. Too hot. It's a ruse to keep you in big business consumption loop. Oh yeah, the Labubus, yeah. V, I want you to crush me. Okay, well, I don't think you can afford it, so. But you also don't want to be taken advantage of by the new management. I agree. I definitely agree. They've done a great job of, like, instilling the feeling that, like, it's hopeless and there's no way to fight back against this. And so that fucking sucks. I think it's not hopeless. There probably is a way to fight back against this. In my mind, I'm like, if I bring this to the attention of Olivia Chow, she'll help me. Olivia Chow will help us. She's a good woman. For you Americans, it's 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, goodness. Homestead, the renting company, is now charging for parking for guests. Oh, that's so fucking ridiculous. Oh my god, sorry. You wanted to have friends? You wanted to have, like, an emotional support system for your mental well-being? That costs extra. Fucking kill me. Kill me. What's this bottle? It's what I use to mist my houseplants, but I've been using it to spray directly into the fan that's blowing on me. And it's real refreshing. Yes, give me that fucking Mystic Spritz. There was a comedian, or like maybe it was like a Reddit comment. Whenever I think of the Mystic Spritz, it reminds me of this person was getting a flight out of New Zealand, and over the intercom, they were being called to the Mystic Chicken. And they're like, what the fuck? Why would the airport be calling me to the Mystic Chicken? Like, what? Is this like a restaurant? Is this... Like, why are they calling... And because they were in New Zealand, they weren't saying the Mystic Chicken. They were saying domestic check-in. But domestic check-in with a New Zealand accent does sound a little bit like the Mystic Chicken. It's very fun to say the Mystic Chicken. Just park in the Green P and don't pay. What, like don't pay the Green P parking lots? You get tickets that way, babe. The weather is actually vile lately in the UK. So I think it's also going to get worse because part of the reason that the United Kingdom traditionally had actually quite beautiful weather was because of the Gulf Stream. That the ocean would bring like hot, humid, refreshing, cool breezes from the Gulf of Mexico all the way across the Atlantic, and then that would like land over in the United Kingdom, right? But I don't know if you guys have been I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but those ocean currents apparently are collapsing because of the changing temperatures of the ocean water. So every day is an unprecedented time. Yeah, that was my move. Just park in the Green P, but don't ever pay. I just want to say thank you, V. I started watching Dan to Dan last night. Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, yes. Who's your favorite character? Who do you love the most? Do you not have AC? Woo! Babe, we've just been talking about this for like the last like half an hour. It's a whole big deal. It's a whole big deal. The building installed permanent AC units, but they're not letting us turn them on. I bought a window AC unit this morning to try to cool down the entire house. It's been a whole big thing. I saw these like at IKEA. I need to pick one up. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's a beautiful design, and it's very multi-purpose. When it gets too hot, you can use it to cool yourself down. You can use it to keep your plants nice and moist. Nice moist plants. V, have you ever thought about becoming a psychologist? I would love to go back to school for neurobiology. In particular, early adolescent neurobiology and childhood neurobiology. I find it incredibly interesting the way that our brains default to these coping mechanisms, to these familiar patterns, the way that our brain protects itself, and the way that our brain really not just perceives the world around us, but the way that our brain forms the world around us. So yeah, that's a dream of mine. When I marry my first husband, maybe I'll go back to school. Everywhere will be a tropical paradise soon. I don't know exactly if I would call it a paradise. I'm only one episode in so far, but I like them both, Momo and Okarun. I'll probably get a few more episodes in on Netflix after Monday Raw goes off tonight. That's wrestling? That sounds like wrestling. It sounds familiar and it sounds like wrestling. The ocean currents are leaving. I didn't even think to put that in my monologue. I should have. It's not just the animals that are leaving. We're also losing ocean currents. Without the Gulf Stream, the United Kingdom would be around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, like in total. Freezing. Absolutely freezing. Invader Freud. Oh no. Okay, so I've been listening to this amazing podcast. It's called the Lolita Podcast. And it's about Nabokov's book, the famous American book, Lolita. It's devastatingly interesting. It is a very, very, very well-made podcast. The first episode of the podcast is a great introduction. If you've never read Lolita, I've never read Lolita. I just know it like from I've seen like the movie posters. I've heard the song references. I've like definitely been noticing the way that like Sabrina Carpenter has been doing a lot of Lolita inspired like music and art and such. And so this Lolita podcast was recommended to me, and I've been enjoying it so fucking very much. It's really interesting how the author, Vladimir, I think his name is Vladimir, maybe Vladimir, Nabokov, wrote this story about Humbert Humbert, and what many people don't realize, because they have, like me, they haven't read the book. They've just seen like the movies, or they've like really dove into the pop culture elements of it. That Humbert Humbert, the adult in the story, who kidnaps and sexually abuses Dolores, who he calls Lolita, his Lolita, that the book begins with him in mental institutions and with him being very like anti-therapy and with him being like a genuine fucking wreck of a person. He is not set up in the book as like this heroic, love-torn artist, but the interpretations of him throughout the decades since this book came out has really been like, oh, he was just so in love with her. He was just like such an artist, and he was so, she was his muse. It's like, no, he was a psycho. He was a very mentally ill man who took advantage of like this poor child. And then there was not necessarily like a one-for-one inspiration of it, but there was a young girl in, I believe it was like maybe I can't remember if it was like 1948 or 1958. Maybe it was 48. That this young girl got caught by some dude, some older man, shoplifting a notebook from a general store, like a little shop. And he told her, I'm from the FBI, and you are going to lie to your mother and say that you're going on a vacation with like a school friend to Atlantic City. And he ended up kidnapping this poor girl for like 21 months and like going all over the United States with her. And it was, Nabokov apparently had been trying to write a story like Lolita for many, many years, even before this happened. But it was like he was going to write this story, and then he had like all this inspiration from real life to draw from. And I don't know why. I was like, okay, so like once slavery ended, there must have been like a downturn in the amount of human trafficking that went along. No, absolutely not. Human trafficking all the time, terribly. Okay. Oh, I can't read your username. I'm so sorry. Your username is in black, and I have my chat in night mode, so the background is black as well. I'm sorry, I can't read your username. But you said, I mean, the collapse of ocean currents has happened before in history, over periods of thousands of years, if not millions of years, and yet we humans have managed to speed it up in just a few decades. Yes, yeah. I wasn't sure where you were going at the beginning of that, because I've heard, unfortunately, a lot of people who use this idea of, like, the climate changes all the time. It's just like a natural part of the world. And it's like, not like this. Not like this. Dragonette. Oh, hello, Dragonette. What a cute name. I imagine you are a beautiful young female dragon. A dragonette. And Raw is wrestling. Enjoy your wrestling. Enjoy it. I was chatting with some people at the beach yesterday because one of their, like, they loved wrestling as well, and they were talking about... Oh, shit. Oh, man, now I can't remember the exact things that they were telling me. I was mostly just, like, sort of drawn along and just so like, the enthusiasm, you know. Like, as soon as somebody starts talking about something that they like, you get sort of, like, swept up in the enthusiasm of it, and you lose the finer details of everything they're telling you. Hey, speedrunning your own Doom is what we do best. Yeah, it's that Fermi paradox needs to come closer, faster. I've seen some crazy things that, like, ChatGPT, AI, LLMs, use 210 million liters of water a day to cool the servers. Ooh. We're doomed! We are doomed. We are doomed. My God in heaven, doomed. Well, make sure one of the last things you do before you slip into the sweet release of death because of, you know, the nature of us being doomed is to support your favorite local slutty Twitch streamer. Don't be afraid, guys. Give some subs. You can't take it with you when you die, but I can definitely take it and turn it into slutty outfits for your pleasure while you're still alive. Speaking of school, says Ritus, I got confirmation that I passed all my finals. I'm now a multimedia technician. I'll be getting my diploma on Wednesday. Congratulations! Congratulations, Ritus! That's amazing. I always believed in you, babe. I could just tell the way that you talked about working on each of the individual products. Like, this isn't just... Oh, no, I'm talking like ChatGPT. This isn't just something that you enjoy. This is in line with your nature, and that's powerful. Oh my God, I'm talking like ChatGPT, dear God, no! No! Yes, Zampanov says that Humbert Humbert is the classic example of a deeply unreliable narrator. Yes, okay, good. I'm glad you understand that as well. Unfortunately, so many people feel like, well, I mean, how reliable is, like, a young girl as a narrator? And it's like, more reliable than a mentally ill man. Have you ever been to a nude beach? Oh, yeah, I love going to the nude beach. I really feel where I'm currently living, it's 42 degrees Celsius, which is 107 degrees Fahrenheit. We're doomed! We're doomed. Damn, you have nice legs. Unfortunately, my country is getting bombed, but I can still appreciate nice thighs. Oh, good God in heaven. It's incredibly depressing to be like, so where do you live? Are you in Ukraine? Are you in Iran? Are you in Palestine? Are you in another place are you in Russia? Russia's also getting fucking bombed. Not that I don't think they deserve it, but like, there are so many. Do you feel like we're in World War III? Because I definitely am like, it seems like an awful lot of warring. Seems like an awful lot of warring. The intelligence, the looks, it's a vibe. Time to go to the gym, have fun with the Mystic Spritz. Yeah. It's like a quiet World War III. Yep, yeah. I'm in Iran. Oh, that's interesting. It's been reported that Iran turned off its internet. And so I'm glad that you're able to still get on. Just like quiet World War III. Yeah, there is definitely some World War III vibes around the world. It feels like we're inching towards it for sure. I mean, the United States bombing 3 nuclear sites in Iran over the weekend feels a little bit more than an inch. You know what I mean? That's like, that was like a full decisive step. If China starts getting involved in Taiwan, then I'll officially call it World War III. I don't think you're alone in that assessment. I think a lot of people are also like, China beginning any kind of offensive movements would definitely change the entire fucking scope of this. Right, it says not yet. Not yet in World War III, but there's a bunch of like disconnected conflict. I guess it doesn't feel very disconnected for me. That I'm like, all of these groups and all of these people are making these moves. I mean, I guess they are disconnected. I have like no basis on saying it feels like it's all pretty connected. I guess like feeling that Russia has Trump in their pocket makes me feel like, oh my God, well those two things are definitely connected. And I mean, we've seen that the United States like started removing a bunch of aid and support from Ukraine. So despicable. Inconspicuous chatter. Hello all, I hope it's been a good morning. Entvex says, V, please don't get too sweaty. I'm trying to replenish all my, I sweat my fucking tits off this morning installing my AC unit in the window. Well, I was gonna say happy Monday, says Bad Keith Gaming, but never mind. It's so bad. The reality is, as bad as things are getting, we have to recognize that where we are right now is probably going to be remembered as like, well, things weren't so bad at that point. Like, as terrible as things feel right now, I think many of us have had the perspective of looking back and being like, I didn't realize how good I had it. I didn't realize how good things were. I didn't even notice how stable and how comforting so many things were, even though in the moment back then, my perception of it was that, oh, this is terrible. The example that people always give is that like 2016 didn't feel like a particularly great year, but now when we all look back on it, we're like, no, 2016 was fucking great. We had no idea how good it was. It's pretty hard to stay connected to the internet. It is a war itself. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm glad you're using the little bit of internet that you have to come chat with me. Yes, Taiwan is important. Hopefully there will be peace around the globe. And Vex says, yeah, China getting involved with Taiwan. Their GPUs are RIP for a long time. I don't get what we're fighting about. Like, there's been so much conflict about everything this year, and it's so frustrating how much divide is out there. I agree. I feel the exact same way. I know it's kind of like a scapegoat. It's like a little bit of a cop-out to say this, but I really feel like COVID changed the way that our brains work. And going through the pandemic made us feel not better. It's been exhausting to read about all the conflict. It seems so normalized now over greed. Yeah. Dolphin shorts are the hottest thing a woman can wear. Yeah, these are also sometimes called jogging shorts. They're great. This person is saying the perspective that the U.S. attack on nuclear facilities removed the reason for Israelis' attack and the U.S. involvement is overlooked. I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to say with that. And then I kind of feel like banning you for saying that Ukraine is corrupt as fuck and most people are not aware somehow. I don't really want to talk to you. I'm Ukrainian. You're insulting the people, my ancestors, and where my family came from. And it honestly just seems a little bit like Russian propaganda by saying that, like, well, Ukraine is so corrupt, as if, like, that gives you permission to bomb the fuck out of all the people who live there and kidnap their children. I don't really want to talk to that person. Thank you, Rydex. Oh, don't mind me. I'm pretty happy we're getting bombed. I'm pissed at the government and the damn USA. Israel did a good job to avoid civilians. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. Yeah, that's really the thing. Like, the Iranian people are beautiful, creative, culturally rich, but the Iranian regime, the government is, and that's like the sort of common refrain all over around the world, where it's like, the people are great, the people are wonderful, like the individual communities and the cities therein are lovely, But the intense amount of fucking despicable political action is just not indicative. Not indicative of like what the people actually want or what people actually need. Thanks, Envex. People became a lot more isolated after the pandemic. Yeah. They talk a lot about how like the like children had their education and their intellectual growth stunted because of the pandemic. But it's definitely not just the children who had that. I think it's been like really noticeable in kids because those growth benchmarks and those the growth benchmarks and the like, this is when the milestones, that's the word that I'm looking for. The milestones are really obvious in kids, and if like a kid doesn't hit a milestone, it's pretty obvious. It's a lot harder as you get older to notice those milestones that you should be hitting, and if you're not hitting them. Woo. She's a hot one today. It's a billion fucking degrees. Dr. Navery, I'm going to encourage you to take that part of the conversation that you're trying to have with our good friend Godzilla to DMs. It sounds like you want to have like a good conversation. You're trying to pick their brain. I'm going to encourage you to move that to DMs, okay? I think V would be good at talking people into peace. And Vex, as much as I love that sentiment, I think it's very sweet and very kind of you. But I also don't really love the idea that like, oh, okay, you're just gonna do the emotional labor of solving these people's problems. V, can you just come in and solve this problem? It is unfortunately something that a lot of women feel the pressure to do. The pressure to be peacemakers, the pressure to like help other people find middle ground, and it's much more important that these people come to these empathetic, sympathetic, mindful decisions on their own. It's not appropriate just to be like, oh, V, you have emotional intelligence, you have like thoughtfulness, you should just solve all these problems. No, thank you. When Destiny and Hassan had their like friendship falling out, I was really shocked and like pretty confused why I was getting so many messages from people saying things like, can you just talk to them? Can you just like help them become friends again? Can you just fix this? Like, there's absolutely no way that I can. And it's also not really appropriate to drag another person into this and say, can you fix this problem? More often than not, you just end up pissing off the other side. Yeah, Key and Jack 1 says Toronto is so hot today. I stepped out for 2 seconds and I got deep fried. It is burning hot today. I'm schwitzing. Squirting myself with the nice cool water. Oh, it works just like a charm. That is a wild title, but it's also true. How many degrees is it? Entvex, you can Google the weather in Toronto and you can get your answer. It's hot. I can see from here that it says that it's 27 degrees, but it feels much hotter than that because of the humidity. The last time we checked it, it was 27 degrees, but it felt like it was 35 degrees. Or it felt like it was 33 degrees. It's a scorcher. And it legitimately kind of fries your brain a little bit. It makes it, because of the humidity, it makes it kind of like hard to take a big deep breath in because the air is quite thick. And then the minute somebody has any difficulty breathing, that's definitely going to directly translate into having difficulty thinking. Our brain definitely runs on oxygen. We need it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I heard that some schools in the GTA have their ACs busted and parents are not letting their kids go in today. That's for the best, I would imagine, yeah. There were people talking in the teacher subreddit on Reddit about how they were like, my classroom is going to be like 35 degrees, my classroom's going to be like 40 degrees. And I'm thinking of going to get a doctor's note from my doctor to say I can't come into work today. I can't work in these conditions. And I think that's totally acceptable. Everybody knows the damage that extreme cold can do. You can see the effects of frostbite on people. It's very, very noticeable. We definitely need to start recognizing the incredibly damaging ways that the heat affects us as well. I had my graduation at Ryerson like 3 days ago. I had 3-piece suit on and the regalia and the AC was broken and it was so bad. Holy Christ, I remember, when I did my graduation a few years ago. It was just so fucking crazy hot. All of us were just like soaking through our rented gowns. Imagine last month in Mexico, we reached like 40 degrees Celsius for weeks. Just thinking about that, I can feel the tightness, the anxiety, like filling up my throat, making it hard to breathe. Knavery says heat stroke is no joke. No, it is not. Whew. It is dangerous indeed. Do you have an AC? I bought one this morning because the AC units that they installed in our building earlier this year, they're not turning on until August. Because I don't know why. Because they hate us. Yeah. There's an AC unit right above this door behind me that I cannot turn on. There's an AC unit in my bedroom attached to the wall that I cannot turn on. And nobody in my building can turn on the AC units that they spent like weeks installing, disrupting each and every one of us. In my case, preventing me from being able to stream. And they're not turning them on until August 1st. It was pretty sad to hear that. And the only reason that they're doing this is because they are trying to maximize their profits. It's just about maximizing their profits. They're going to charge us $25 a month, every single month, to have limited access to the AC units for part of the year. It's a really shitty situation. It really is. It's kind of strange to be like, oh, like, I guess I should be grateful that it's not worse. I guess I should be grateful that they are turning it on at all? Maybe even eventually? I don't know, guys. It would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel, or if you could gift some subscriptions, since there's gonna be an added cost to my rent every single month now. I understand that everybody's money is super duper tight, and that I have no right to actually like take any of your money. But I do hope that you feel right in giving whatever you can. It would mean a lot to me, guys. Yeah. I like your hair today. Thanks, yeah. It has been mostly up in a ponytail and a bun for the past few days because it's been so hot. And it feels good to let it down for a little bit. That sounds awful. I bought one last month for my room. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's very, very good to try to just do everything you can to keep your sanity intact. I recommend it for each and every one of you. And then also, I guess, for me as well. Giving myself that advice too. Thank you, Raidus. Yeah. Nothing like doing your best and putting yourself out there to have people to tell you to go fuck yourself, right? Oh. Did you change your hairstyle? It's a little curlier today, yeah. The humidity really helped with adding some curl to it. And I think every year is going to be the same. I agree. Yeah. Definitely drink as much water as you can. Get water, put it in the fridge, let it cool down. It's a great way of like keeping yourself hydrated and keeping yourself sane. Absolutely. I definitely need to go get more water myself, actually. Oh yeah, so we're gonna take a quick little break. I'm gonna grab more water. I'll post a picture on Instagram for you guys, and then I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. in Qatar. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that inappropriately. I'm trying my best. Um, that's, I feel like universally everybody heard the news over this weekend about the nuclear sites in Iran getting the American bombing treatment, and we all really hope that we're like, this is not going to keep going in that direction, is it? But as much as I love that we all have that hope together, I guess we all have to, yeah, that maybe things might get worse before they get better. That's pretty disheartening. That's really scary. Yeah. I don't know what else to say other than what I said earlier, which is that as crazy as it sounds, we have to sort of recognize that these might be the good old days, and that things might be getting a lot worse before they get better. Yeah, fuck. That's really disheartening. You know what? I'm sitting here trying to find the right words, and there are no right words. There just aren't. It's just not one of those situations where you're able to say something that puts a nice bow on it. This is just a fucking nightmare, and it feels really terrible that, like, each and every one of us is being drawn along into it. It also puts so many other things into perspective. Like, I'm a big fan of Reddit. I love scrolling, and I do love pop culture. And there were people who were calling out, of all people, Miley Cyrus and Naomi Campbell of being rude. They were doing a meet and greet. And an album signing, because Miley Cyrus has a new album coming out. And the video that was posted really looked like the two celebrities who were doing this album signing and this meet and greet were not being particularly interactive with all the people, all the fans who were showing up with their albums to be signed. Oh, Inconspicuous Chatter says, CNN is reporting that Qatar's defense ministry is claiming to have stopped all the missiles. That's good, right? That's a good thing. I mean, the attack happening is not good at all, but the attack being intercepted can be a good thing. I don't know if knowing more about this is going to make me feel better or worse. On one hand, it's not appropriate just to bury your head in the sand and be like, I don't pay attention to international politics. That's an incredible position of privilege that many people don't seem to recognize they're able to flex. That for the people who live in these places, they don't get to just ignore it. This is how they're going to live their lives. And this is how they're going to have to survive the next while, is by being informed. Yeah, keeping up to date on this information, learning about this. And then right as you're right, and then there's knowing too much about it is not the best. I remember when we're all in elementary school, and we're taught that knowledge is power, and knowing things is what's going to give you the upper hand, and it's going to make the difference in the decisions that you make. And knowing about, oh man, a fuck ton of suffering that's just going to go on and mostly fall on the shoulders of people who do not deserve it, who are not aggressive, who are not, who are just regular people who want to wake up and enjoy their day, eat food, spend time with their loved ones, but their lives are going to be so disrupted by this, so invariably changed by this. Beta Boy says, there's so much different information out there, it's really hard to know what is real and what is fake. That's very true. That's very true. There's definitely like the countries who are being attacked and the countries who are being on the receiving end of this aggression definitely don't want to share that they have been like made victims of other people or other countries. So we hope that they're telling us the truth, but then again, we just have to take their word for it. Like, how do we know? Until, I guess, we get satellite imagery. But damn if we don't all already know how easy it is to manipulate a picture or manipulate a video and just create whatever you want out of nothing. I think that the overall feeling in previous international conflicts, like in World War I, which was just called the Great War, they didn't know there was going to be a second one. They couldn't have known. And then in World War II, was this, I don't want to call it naivety, but it felt a lot more like the people who were engaging in these bits of warfare, not bits, but engaging in this warfare, had a deep sense of righteousness. They were like, I'm going to fight against what I perceive to be like evil and bad, and I'm going to win for the side of good. And as history moved forward, as we as like humans moved forward through time and through our own space and our own culture, we started recognizing that in some instances it was definitely real badness. Like I don't think anyone is going to argue that what Germany was doing that led us all into World War II was bad. That was definitely bad. We definitely shouldn't do that. It is that I don't think, I mean, I don't have that feeling. I know that like I talk with my friends, and my friends are gonna have a lot of the same like thoughts and feelings as me, as what often happens when you become friends with somebody, you have similar values. But I don't think anybody is excited about the prospect of another huge international conflict. It's not the feeling of like, we're gonna go fight badness and we're gonna bring goodness to the light. I think the feeling is a lot more of like, innocent people are going to suffer. Children are going to have their lives ruined. And the rich will get richer off of this. And it's so disheartening. Fuck. I guess that's why I love pop culture so much. Pop culture feels like the stakes are artificially high. It doesn't really matter who wins American Idol. It doesn't really matter whose album sold amazingly. It doesn't really matter if this movie bombed at the box office or not. But war really does matter. In every way it matters. It affects every part of everyone's life. My cynically favorite historic name for World War I is the war to end all wars. Yep, that's what they thought at the time, yeah. They couldn't imagine anything bigger or worse than that, and I feel like in 2025 we're like, just hold on, we're gonna do it. Have you been following the New York City mayoral race? Says Air Patrick. I'm in Canada. I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I don't really follow American politics too closely, but I have seen some videos about one of the potential candidates, and he seems to be really like whipping people up into a positive sense, a positive mood. I really love that. That sounds wonderful. Bassem says the problem is that Iran is not dealing with a fair deck of cards. Hopefully, Iran feels vindicated and they want to de-escalate. Oh, thank you for the subscription! Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. My God, bless you, my fucking subscriber. It's your first time subscribing. I will sing you a little song. Welcome to the blanket fort. I'm very glad you're here. I'll send the air reverberating with a mighty cheer. I'll sing you in, I'll sing you out. To you I raise a mighty shout. Yo, yo, my sub is here, so welcome to my stream. Thank you so much for the support. I love it. Thank you. Okay. Uncle Lou says, Air Patrick, I live in New York, close to New York City, and I'm not following the mayoral race. Oh, okay, good. So it's not, I felt like it was a little bit rude for me to be like, I live in Canada, I don't give a fuck about this. But even people who live in New York State are like, I don't give a fuck about this. World War II should have been called World War II, the last one, honest. It's a very famous and will probably be an oft-repeated quote from Albert Einstein where he says, I do not know with which weapons World War III will be fought, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. I don't know if I said that exactly perfectly, but... I hope we don't have to see it. I hope you don't have to see it. I hope I don't have to see it. Air Patrick says, that's unfortunate. Well... I think that maybe, Air Patrick, do you live in New York? I think that you might be having a little bit of like what Torontonians also get, which is that when you live in a big city, you feel like the big city is the most important thing. But from the perspective of people who live outside the big city, it's not always the most important thing to them. Yeah. This time, says Ritus, wars feel like the soldiers are just pawns in a get-rich-quick scheme for billionaire world leaders. Exactly, Ritus. Where it's like innocent, regular people are going to suffer so that wealthy people that we've never even met, never even been in the same room with, can get even wealthier. Oh, late-stage capitalism. Not your friend. Inconspicuous Chatter says, war is so horrid. Sometimes I have nightmares of world-ending wars, and they are frightening. You know what's interesting? I have almost the exact opposite daydream. Where I'm just like, take me out. I'm tired, boss. One of the like really well-received comic artists on Reddit did a little comic about that this morning, where she's sitting in her house and one of her friends runs up to the window and says, they're dropping nukes, it's the end of the world. And she runs outside of her house and embraces it. And then the last panel is her friend wearing like a gas mask, and he has an umbrella over his head, and there's like acid rain raining down. And he's like, oh, it's a shame that she's not around anymore. And it's like, we would all be so lucky to just be able to go peacefully in the first volley. Viking says, it doesn't matter which sticker you put on a war, it just stays a war. I remember years ago, I had a dream that I was at my cottage, the cottage that like my grandparents lived in. That's what we called the cottage, was basically just our grandparents' house. And we had gone biking all through the neighborhood, and then there was this one part of the neighborhood where there was like a little bit of forest, and there was a little bit of a trail in that forest. And in real life, there wasn't a picnic table in that little bit of forest on the trail. But in my dream, there was a picnic table in that little bit of forest on the trail. And I was sitting there with my family, not my whole family. My mom wasn't with us, and that's important because I saw over the tree line, looking down the street, like a huge mushroom cloud explode over the horizon in this dream. And in that moment, I actually just felt an overwhelming sense of peace and calm. And in the dream, I turned to the rest of my family that were there with me, and I grabbed their hand and I said, "Let's go find mom." And then we like walked towards the devastation to go look for my mom. And I don't know what your dreams are like. My dreams are always incredibly vivid, and while I'm having them, I never truly recognize that they're dreams. I always feel like they're real life. And I definitely took that dream as like a deeply comforting realization about myself that I do not fear death. I don't think that dying is the worst thing that you can have happen to you. I've seen my like family and my loved ones succumb to Alzheimer's and dementia. They've gotten cancer, they've had heart surgeries. That I've been so lucky. I've been so lucky to be so healthy my entire life. I'm not afraid of dying. I think I'd be more afraid of being sick for like long periods of time, which if this keeps escalating, it's going to make us all very sick, absolutely. It's going to have a big negative effect on the environment. It'll have an undeniably big negative effect on our mental state and our psyches. And I miss that feeling. I miss that feeling that we had at the end of the pandemic when everyone was like so excited to get back out into the world and to live our lives and to just like, that was such a beautiful moment. That was really nice. I'm gonna remember that moment when I feel like I don't want to, be too present. Secret Genesis says, Vaselim, I don't think it matters if Iran wants to de-escalate, to be honest, but I mean, who knows? Yeah. It's hard to know what the people who are in charge are thinking or feeling. Air Patrick is talking about the mayoral candidate. He's somehow made it from a percentage to now being the front runner. He's a Muslim socialist who was not backed by billionaires, and he's being attacked from all sides. The Democrats, the Republicans, AIPAC, and corporations. I mean, it's really nice that he's been able to like create so much positive momentum in his campaign and to connect with the actual people of New York. It would be really wonderful to have more like regular humans in control instead of the sort of like inhuman monsters that have been in control for so long. Daryl says happy. I'm happy you're happy, Daryl. My dreams rarely offer me any peace, says Ritus. They are usually stressful, invoking big emotions. Ritus doing trauma-informed yoga has also really helped me relax into my dreams as well. That in doing trauma-informed yoga, which you can find all over YouTube, the one that I like to do is PTSD yoga with Yoga with Adriene. And Yoga with Adriene she's probably like the most famous yogi on YouTube. She's amazing. And I didn't get to do it this morning because it was so hot and I didn't have the AC yet. So I'll do it this afternoon or this evening, but doing her 40-minute PTSD yoga routine. I mean, obviously it's not going to make the world an easier place. As no amount of yoga is going to make the world an easier place to live in. But when terrible things happen, doing that like foundational groundwork of like, I'm going to relax, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to give my body the muscle memory of what it is to relax, so that when really big, scary, terrible things happen, my body can go, you know what? This is scary, this is out of control, but I have the blueprint on how to like breathe through this moment. Let's do it all together. Get going with the sweet, exquisite PTSD yoga with Adriene. Viking says, that dream makes sense in a way. My dream of like being in that little forested area with the picnic table and seeing the nuke go off over the horizon. I imagine it to induce a feeling of peace, having all the decisions made for you and just getting placed in front of you, this like inevitability. Yeah, I mean, control is an illusion. Control is like the ultimate illusion. None of us actually have as much control as our brains sort of need us to have to be able to function. And so, yeah, there is a lot. There is a lot to feel like, oh, really, really bad about. My God. Venny says, I reached that point too recently. Teehee, yeah, just the like, I'm tired. Every day we get more news about like children being displaced from their homes, the environment crumbling underneath us because of unchecked corporate greed, and then lots and lots of people who are just feeling incredibly demotivated because the greatest joy that so many of us could ever imagine would be finding a partner, buying a house, having a family, stable work, a good group of friends. And these are not outrageous or excessive dreams. Like, not even a little bit. It's actually very common, and it should be something that every single person gets. But it seems to be like getting further and further away from each and every one of us. That like dating is really, really difficult and hard. A lot of people are just feeling like, I'm giving up on dating. Owning a house has become so incredibly expensive. And even like having a good group of close friends. Oh, I mean, it's so easy to lose a friend over misunderstandings, over hurt feelings, over differences in politics or values. Yeah, I think we're all reaching, some not so nice feelings, some not so nice points. Thank God we have each other to talk about it with. Like, at least we have each other to talk about it with. Oh my goodness. At least we're in this together. Hey Puzzle, how are you doing today? Our brain might release DMT when we die, so you get to have like a crazy trip at the end of it. I've heard that from a lot of people who have had near-death experiences, that they are like, you get an overwhelming sense of like peace and relaxation. And I mean, let's not talk too deeply about that, because self-harm is not the answer. Self-harm is never the answer. Puzzle asks, does anyone here ever have music play in their dreams? Because there's never any music in mine. And Ritus responds, usually there's no music in my dreams, but the most vivid ones that I've had as a child did have like music blaring. I think my dreams do have music sometimes, but it's not often like a recognizable song. It's sort of just like my awareness of there's like notes being played in succession. I don't know if it's really, I don't know if I could call it music in my dream, or if it's just like rhythmic sound. The rhythm of my dream and the sound of my imagination. Maybe that's what it is, yeah. Okay, Ritus, no worries. The One Man! Sorry, thank you, The One Man. Welcome to chat. I was like, Theone Man. No, that is not your username. It's The One Man. You know that one man? Yeah, I do know that one man. The Inconspicuous Chatter says, I have music in my dreams sometimes, but never paintings though. Oh. You know, it's so interesting. I don't know if I've like thought about having paintings or art in my dreams, but in the dream that I had last night when I was going on this road trip with Seawolfrey, who was here earlier in chat, I very clearly, as we walked, the dream was that we were on a road trip and that we were stopping at a gas station to pick up snacks. And I was so excited because the gas station that we stopped at in this dream had smart food. You know, like the white cheddar popcorn that comes in a black and like beige, maybe like kind of black and white bag. It was so clear in my dream. I don't know if that counts as a painting though, that the package of the popcorn was like really, it was like the perfect thing. Sometimes in dreams when you look at something, it is like shifting and moving like you're on LSD or ketamine or something. I don't know. But last night it was very static. It was like very real. The popcorn bag was just perfect, exactly as it was. Good morning, says Derek Lee Ketchum, and good Monday to you, V. Good morning and good Monday to you, Derek. Viking says, I rarely ever remember my dreams, but the few times that I did, I recalled a peculiar observation. Many of the characters starring in them are a mix of two or more people I know. And then I later read that this is common. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I recognize that as well, yeah. That you're dreaming, and then the people that you're interacting with isn't just one person. It's like, it was this person, then it was also this person. Or it was like, wasn't even a person. It was like a whole group of people all in one. Oh, hey, puppy dog. Since I set up the AC in my bedroom, my dog's just been laying on my bed, just soaking up the nice cool breezes, but she came to say hi. Hey, Belle, come on up. Come on up. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on up. I promise I won't squirt you. Hi, puppy. Oh, do you want to come sit over here? I'm so grateful that I got her a haircut last week, because it would have been absolutely torture for her with all that extra fur in this heat. What's good, puppy dog? Puppy dog, can you tell the viewers that they should subscribe to the channel? And that if they're able to, they should gift some subs as well? It would mean a lot to you, and it would mean a lot to me. Tell them. Tell them, my dear. Use your words. No, she's mute. She can't say nothing. That's all right. I'll just keep reminding you every once in a while, if you would like to. It would be a wonderful support. I got a 2-gallon bag of their spicy popcorn for free, and it's so good. I didn't even know they made a spicy version of Smart Food. I mean, of course they do. I'm just so obsessed with the white cheddar version. It feels like that's everything. It feels like that's the whole entire world, just that one popcorn. But of course they have a spicy version. What other versions are there? I was about to ask if she got a haircut. Floof minus 50. She got like such a good haircut. She's a whole brand new dog. And I love the woman who cuts her hair as well. She is such a sweetheart. She's a great lady. She loves Bal too, which makes me so happy. So the way that they have their shop set up, you can see like from the front door basically all the way down to where the grooming table is. And they'll like close the blinds that like are between the door and the grooming table, because once your dog sees you come to pick them up, they just go wild. Like they're just so fucking excited. My owner is back. My owner is here. I'm so excited to see them again. And so they don't want the dogs to see you before the like whole haircut is done. And the last time I took her to the groomers, I could just barely see through the curtain, but they couldn't see me. And it was so sweet. Every time Bal was like very patient and good, they were like trimming around her face, trimming around her paws, getting her like all nice and tidied up. The groomer was giving her kisses. Giving her kisses because she's such a good dog. It made me feel so happy, because there's definitely like a bit of an anxiety whenever you leave your pets, or like I imagine if you have children, it would also feel that way for your children as well. If you leave like your pets or your kids with somebody that you're like, I hope they're being handled well, I hope that they're being like appreciated, I hope that they're feeling loved with this person even if I'm not there. I'm back. There was a browser update, but it just keeps buffering. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, Ritus? Maybe then it's not on your end. Like maybe it's something that's happening on Twitch's end, or maybe like the internet. There's like a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, which makes me think that like infrastructure hiccups are probably going to be pretty common today, maybe all this week even. Awesome Sauce, you're not even subscribed to the channel. My dear, it would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribed. I've seen Doritos, nacho cheese, and Tabasco. Oh, interesting. Oh, hey, pup. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Viking Viking. Says, write us if it persists. Feel free to give me the details. I'll try to help. Other streams are working fine, just not this one for some odd reason. Oh, it's just my stream? Oh, no. Bad luck again. It's a bad luck day, puppy. Today is not our lucky day. We must have used up all of our luck this weekend. Maybe I need to restart? But wait, no. I don't know. Oh, Puzzle, my god! Thank you, Puzzle. Thank you so much for the donation! Yes, thank you very, very much. That's so sweet of you. That's wonderful, thank you. Thank you for the love. I feel very loved. I'll give the puppy love since I can't give you the love. Oh yeah, how does that feel? Yeah, she feels a lot cooler than she did yesterday. The AC is definitely helping adjust the temperature overall in here, which is for the best. Definitely don't want the pup to overheat. My cat, on the other hand, is in heaven. My cat's in the kitchen, which is the hottest room of the house. And my cat's just like lounging, enjoying it, but cats are desert creatures, and their internal body temperature is a little bit higher than like a human body temperature or a dog's body temperature. So it makes sense that the cat's really enjoying this. I don't have to worry so much about the kitty cat. But the little dog? Oh, I worry about the little dog and her comfort. Yeah. The puppy deserves it. I think so too, Puzzle. I think so too. Thank you so very, very much for the donation. It means a lot to me. Yeah. Are you thankful for the donation too, Pup? Val, should we give you a treat because we got a donation? I think so. I think it's appropriate. Please check out these sweet puppy moves. Appreciate them. As I know the puppy will. I just love how cats, says Viking Viking, become more liquid in the heat. They basically melt. Okay, are you ready? Paw. Good girl. Very good girl. Touch. Yeah, touches with your nose. She's a real smart dog, especially when it comes to treats. Very, very good smart dog. Oh, cool. Changing browsers helped. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I could see how that might work. Okay, Val, I'm not going to make you do it for very long. Yeah, but lay down. Good girl. You don't have to lay down for longer than you want to. Oh no, I fucking jinxed it. Now this new browser is also buffering. Ugh. Damn it. Brandon, thank you. Oh, Brandon, thank you very, very much for the gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so fucking very much. It's really, really wonderful of you to support the stream. And to support me, it makes me feel very appreciated. And damn if I don't just feel like the love of your life. Thank you. Hey, puppy dog. Oh, sweet puppy dog. Sweet hot dog. And you like sitting in front of this fan too? You can go back into the bedroom and you can lay in front of the AC too. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate it. Her eyes. I know that some people don't like how human her eyes are, but I really love it. I really love how human her eyes are. She doesn't seem like... I guess everybody feels this way about their dog. I know that this is not a uniquely V or Bal thing. But I feel like she's so intelligent, and I feel like she's such a little person. You are just such a little person, yeah. She's such a little person. Okay, Tigger, yeah. More refreshes, more restarts. Interesting. Oh, hey, baby. What are you sniffing? Especially the haircut, she looks so goofy. Oh no, says Tigger, it's buffering again now. Ooh. This isn't anything that I can fix, right? Like, Tigger's having the same problem with, wait, is it the stream that's buffering, or is it the chat that's buffering, or is it both that's buffering? Yeah, it's not just you, Ritus, yeah. She is just like a furry little person. It's the stream that's buffering. Am I... Oh no, I have 0 dropped frames. Oh, let me see. Let me check. No, the bitrate is green for me. Woo! The bitrate's actually super duper fast for me. Damn. Another Canadian I know is quite serious about her superstition regarding skinwalkers. She would be so suspicious of Bal's eyes. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Val is definitely a skinwalker, but I think that's just great. That's perfect for me. I enjoy that about her. I want her to be... Hello, Moldy Mango. How are you doing today? It happens randomly, not as much as Ritus. It might be Twitch. Maybe it's a mod view issue. Oh my god, thank you, Cosmos Snake. Thank you for the $25. Thank you very, very much. Whee! Thank you. Oh no, and now it's buffering for Brandon again. Never mind. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh jeez. Dancing? Would me dancing help? I'm just gonna not talk. Maybe I'll just dance. I'm just not gonna talk, I'm just gonna dance for a little bit. I don't know if this is helping. I don't think this is helping. I mean, it's making me feel better, but I don't know if me feeling better is gonna make you feel better. Let's recenter. Press your palms together firmly while you're sending your elbows out left to right. And then break through the buffering. Break through the buffering. Fuck. I changed it to low latency, says Ritus. In the advanced settings of the Twitch player, it helped a little bit, but it's still buffering from time to time. Ooh. Yeah. And this guy's just spamming my chat. You're lucky that spam is delicious. I do really like it. One of my favorite things when I was younger was going camping with my family. And like by far my favorite meal, because eating spam in your house is perfectly acceptable and absolutely fine. But eating spam after it's been like, you know, a little bit fried on a frying pan over the campfire, gets that smokiness. You're like out in the middle of the woods and you're eating this highly processed meat. You show it off to all the animals in the forest and be like, you gotta eat the raw natural meat, but I get this highly processed sludge. And I fucking love it. I do love spam, yeah. Not as like an everyday all the time meal, but just for that special occasion when you're camping. It's real good. I'll manage, says Ritus. Babe, proud of you. I hope it clears up. There's a sushi roll with spam that Hawaiians make, and it's very good. That sounds fucking delicious. I don't think I've ever tried spam sushi. But it's so fucking hot. I feel like the only thing I want to eat right now is sushi. I definitely had charcuterie for dinner last night because I was too afraid to turn on my oven. Derek Ketchum says, it's like a deep-fried Twinkie. It's very delicious, but it's very dangerous to have regularly. Yes. Yes, I agree. He might mean spam musubi. It's still cooked. You can also just eat spam straight from the can. It's actually okay. You don't have to cook it. It's not as delicious, but cooking it a little bit and then putting it into sushi, oh yeah, you're getting like textures, you're getting flavors. There's like a juiciness that can be in there. Our new chatter here says nothing beats mock booze. I am not familiar with mock booze. It sounds like the new trend in purse decoration after Labubus. Puzzle says, yes, I think that's it. Musubi. It's cooked spam in a sushi roll. Oh, it's so good. That sounds fucking amazing. I one time on a date went to this incredibly fancy, expensive sushi restaurant in Toronto. Oh, interesting. That's interesting, Viking. We went to this really, really like intensely expensive fancy sushi restaurant, and there was definitely some like really delicious pieces. Absolutely. Ooh. Yeah. But overall, the really super duper expensive sushi place. Whoa! Yeah, Rightus. That's a lot of reports. Okay, so it's a Twitch problem. Down Detector is reporting difficulties with Twitch. Okay, I'm glad it's not your computer. I'm glad it's not my computer. I'm glad it's like a bigger problem that nor you or I are meant to fix. Although that sucks. I wish that we could just have a nice, like, unbuffered conversation. So Twitch is probably going to, like, recognize that they're having some problems today. And hopefully they'll get some people on it. That would be good. That would be nice. We would love that. I encourage it. Go on, Twitch. Give us what you got. Yeah, I wonder what's going on. I mean, it makes sense. Like, there's a bunch of like international conflicts popping off. I imagine that like it's not difficult to like poke a couple holes in the internet. Such unprecedented times, guys. It's exciting. Rita says, I think I'm on a bit of a delay, but at least it's not buffering. Makbuz is a Middle Eastern dish. Oh, I see. Okay. I agree. I think that the food that you like is the best food that you like. I also think that there's not much gained from a conversation about sushi by just bringing in Middle Eastern dishes. It seems a little tangential. There are different types of food. There's different types of food, and on one day, you might like this, and on another day, you might like another type of food. And each individual person gets to choose for themselves. Yeah. You know what doesn't buffer? Break time. That's right, BRB guys, don't go anywhere. I'm back. How is our buffering going? How do we feel about the buffet that we are being served? Oh, okay, biking Viking. To the point that I was saying before, I was like, oh, maybe it's maybe enough conflict can poke holes in the internet. You're totally right, says Biking Viking. The internet is actually surprisingly robust, provided there's not a power outage in half the continent. Most big outages are caused by software errors after system patches and attacks by potent threat factors, hacker groups or nation-backed hackers with enough funding. Yeah, when my family and I were on vacation in the Azores a couple of years ago. Also, great photos today. Yeah, go check out the pictures, my dudes. Go take a peek at my Instagram. Got some good photos posted for you. When we were on vacation in Portugal, my brother was like, do you know the difference between the World Wide Web and the difference between the internet? And I was like, no, I do not know the difference between the World Wide Web and the difference between that and the internet. And yeah, the World Wide Web is the series of interconnected tubes. You know the tubes? Yeah, the series of tubes. And it was originally invented and used for military purposes of very fast, instantaneous communication over long distances. And then we also just use it for the internet. We use it to post funny memes and cute pictures of our butts. Yeah. I do not love that as I was posting my photo today, I was like, I hope some soldier isn't going to print this out and tape it into the inside of their helmet in the next couple weeks. Because I don't want any of them to have to go off and start fighting in wars that none of us asked for. Absolutely not. Okay. Let us distract ourselves with the smaller, nicer... Oh, it's a good song choice as well. I love Kylie. Everyone loves Kylie Minogue. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's a star. She's an icon. She's doing it just so wonderfully, yeah. And a real delicate hand with her plastic surgery. She still very much looks like herself, which is wonderful. I don't need to be rude to Madonna. I really don't. But it makes me a little bit sad when I see pictures of Madonna, because Madonna was an incredibly beautiful woman who I think would have aged wonderfully. She's obviously very into fitness and very health conscious. And when you notice plastic surgery, you don't often notice it in a great way. When you don't notice the plastic surgery is when it's really great, well done plastic surgery. Yeah, Kylie Minogue's a queen with beautiful, subtle plastic surgery that you would barely even notice. Rightus, I am going to fight Twitch. Oh, no. No, I'm so sorry. Are you getting buffering again? No. No, you don't deserve that. I'm so sorry, Rightus. I checked the down detector in Canada as well, and it was yeah, Twitch is experiencing some problems. And so it's not just where you are in Texas. It's also here in Canada too. I'm so sorry, Rightus. Ordinary Guy says, she is 66. Come on. And they're very sexy 66-year-olds, absolutely. But it's very difficult to be a sexy 66-year-old if you're trying to look like you're 35. Or even worse, 25. When I worked as a professional Disney princess, we would go to Sick Kids Hospital in downtown Toronto, and that gave me a really wonderful perspective, a very, very valuable perspective about what it means to get older and how it is a privilege that so many young people don't get. And then from going to the nude beach at the complete opposite end of the spectrum of sick and dying children Going to the nude beach really showed me that, like, there are very, very sexy older people, and it has everything to do with confidence. It has everything to do with, I love my body, I love myself, and I'm sure that you're gonna love it too. Again, we were talking earlier about, like, would I want to be a psychologist, would I want to be a therapist, and I would love, love, love to study neurobiology, because our brain shapes the world as much as the world shapes our brain. And if you can come into a room with the confidence of, like, I look amazing, I'm the hottest I've ever been, you can almost literally reach into the minds of everybody else in that room and convince them of the same thing. It's just really difficult because a lot of us look in the mirror and we go, oh, I see all these imperfections. I see all these, like, terrible parts. There's this and there's that and there's the other thing, and it's all really fucking nasty and disgusting and gross. But other people don't notice those things at all. Like, not at all. There was a really beautiful video that I saw recently of an artist who would sit back to back with another person, and they would have that person describe themselves to the artist. And then the artist would draw them based on how each individual person described themselves. And then the artist would get a friend of theirs, not a friend of the artist, but a friend of the subject. And they would say, describe your friend to me. And then they put the portraits side by side. And it was very, very interesting. It was very enlightening to see, because the way that people described themselves, it was like a lot of people had, like, really deep wrinkles, bags under their eyes. They, like, looked sunken and miserable. But the way that their friends described them not only actually looked more like the person, like genuinely looked more like how they actually look, but the way that their friends described them was always so beautiful as well. There weren't, like, the harsh lines. There wasn't the miserable countenance. There wasn't these, like, sad eyes. It was, they have, like, beautiful eyes. They have a wonderful smile. They have, like, a confident tilt of their chin. It was amazing. I loved it. It was very, very sweet. If you guys find that video, share it with all your friends. And remember to watch it yourself as many times as you need to. Navery says, that's an interesting idea. Toinkos, hello, welcome to the Cozy Vibes. Ha, Twitch user. And welcome, Cause for Concern, thank you. Twitch user says, brains are ugly. They're all wrinkly, like wrinkly people. Well, don't worry, Twitch user. Your brain seems real fucking smooth. I couldn't help myself. He set me up for it. You can't just, like, lay out a tasty treat like that in front of somebody and then expect them not to snatch it up and take it. Come on now. I'm just human. Yeah, smooth brain like an 8-ball, Giga Chad. Exactly. Exactly. And that's just the way I like you. Chadly, stupid, submissive. The perfect trifecta of a man. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Give it to me, baby. And what do all the girlies say? Anyone who doesn't know these song lyrics is going to be deeply offended by what people are about to type in chat. I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Hot Twitch user says, I'm pretty fly for a Mexican. I believe it. I believe it. Slightly less offensive. Knavery says, we are our own worst critics. Yeah. Yeah, we are. We fixate on what we feel like we don't have. And again, talking about neurobiology, that's a good thing. That is a really, really good thing. It is part of our brain that developed over tens of thousands of years that allows us to plan for the future, that allows us to, like, be good to our future selves. If we notice what we don't have, then hopefully we'll change so that we can have that in the future. If we notice that we have big dark circles under our eyes, hopefully that means that we'll get more sleep, or we'll get more sunlight, or we'll just take care of ourselves better. If we notice that we have, like, a gaunt, sad face, hopefully it means that we'll change our behavior to, I don't know, go out and spend time with friends, or eat a more robust diet so that we get that little internal glow of, like, yes, I've had some vegetables this year. The difficulty is that And I don't exactly understand why. Our brains notice these negative things about ourselves, and then that makes us feel stuck instead of motivated to change. Getting stuck. Just getting real stuck sometimes. Rita says, I have big dark circles in front of my eyes, but they're my glasses. You're so Sorry, you're so silly. I don't mean to call you stupid. That is a bad holdover from Dating the Big Turk. He loved just being like, you're so stupid. And I would be like, I don't think you should say that to me. He's like, well, I mean that like you're being silly and funny. And I'm like, I mean, you could just say that instead. So what do you do when the neocortex comes into conflict with the limbic system? You have to rely on your parasympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is what is activated when you take a big, deep breath out. That triggers your body to not tighten up so much. That tells the individual molecules that make up your entire existence that you are safe, you are strong, and that you can do what you need to do. The difficulty is that, oh man, it's really difficult to let that big deep breath come out. Yeah, it's looking like a ban for this chatter. That's not a nice joke to make. And if you're not joking, that's not an appropriate thing to say in this conversation. Either way, I think we're gonna have to ban you, my friend. Sorry about that. Navery says, get a change of pants. Nah, you don't gotta. I mean, changing your socks can really adjust. Don't worry, Ritus, I got it. Changing your socks can also really adjust like the feeling that you have in your body. A few years ago when I was doing a Nuit Blanche installation, it was like a human clock. So there were, I think 24 people in a circle. No. It had to be so much more than that. It was 60. It was 60 people in a circle. Yeah, because that's how the math worked out. And every second, for 1 second, a person in the circle would stand up and do a movement or like a gesture. And it was a human clock. It's like big Nuit Blanche human clock. And one of the things they told it, because like Nuit Blanche is all night. It's like an all-night art festival. One of the things that was recommended to us was to bring a couple different changes of socks. Because we were not necessarily on our feet the whole time, but it was a lot of like standing up and sitting down, which definitely activates that part of your body. And it was incredible how changing your socks, putting on a fresh pair of socks and taking off the old like sweaty, musty ones, I was rejuvenated. I was amazing. The experience was as they told me it would be. Yeah. I'm deeply grateful for the whole experience. There are some parts of Nuit Blanche that are just really crazy. I've seen so many installations that did not seem like art at all. But there was one. There was just one that was so beautiful and so perfect, and I loved it so much. And not because of what the art was. It was because of the way that it affected the people who saw it. In the lobby of a bank, I'm pretty sure, they had this pool. It was like an inflatable edge with like a big flat plastic bottom, and it was a big gigantic pool that they filled with vodka. It was just a great big pool of vodka. That was the art installation. You know how like a great big pool of vodka is art? Sure, why not? Of course it is. Of course it is. The pool of vodka itself was like not particularly interesting. It's exactly what it seemed like it would be. So you walked into the room and you're like, oh, it smells like alcohol in here. And then it's just like a puddle of what appears to be water on the ground. But what was so wonderful is that while I was there was a guy who came up and he had put together like 20 straws because they had like a barrier around the pool so you couldn't get too close to it. He got his fucking straws and he dipped it in the goddamn... He was trying to drink the vodka with his 20 interconnected straws from behind the safety barriers. And that was art. That was what was art. That was like, I was like, okay, yeah, I saw the right part of this exhibit. Not that it's just like a fucking static pool of vodka, which is... I mean, maybe I was missing the point of it. That's absolutely entirely possible as well. Maybe I just wasn't getting it. But watching the dude with all the straws... Oh, fuck me. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, good. The cops are coming. That's great. Take me away, coppers. I hope it was really ventilated in there. It was a huge, big lobby of a bank building. So it was like, it was a huge, gigantic open space. Which I think, yeah, would have provided pretty adequate ventilation. That is some human ingenuity. I wonder when he decided he was going to get the straw and do his sippin'. Like, did he come to see the exhibit and then get the idea and then go get the straws and then come back? Or like, had he been planning this for weeks? When did the idea come to him? I can't imagine it was easy sucking it up through the length of like 20 straws. No, he didn't even get a single taste of it. No. I think I remember hearing him say that. Absolutely. That he was like, I didn't even get to taste it. No, let me go. Was he part of the exhibit? I've wondered that over the years. That like, was I just really lucky to watch this guy sort of like jump into this and try to get this going in this way? Or was that part of the exhibit? Was it like he would come by every hour on the hour and he would do the same thing? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Would have been better art maybe if it was. Yeah. There's no use wasting vodka, to be fair. I mean, to be honest, sometimes I feel like the vodka going into people is more of a waste than the vodka that they poured into that pool. Sometimes you're like, this person doesn't deserve this vodka. This person shouldn't have this vodka. This vodka would be better used in a hilarious art installation. Hello, Patrick, first-time chatter. How are you doing today? Winterstar, hello, y'all. Hello, Winterstar. How are you doing today? I heard a rumor this weekend. There was a rumor posted on the Animal Crossing subreddit on Reddit. Obviously, it's where subreddits are. It's on Reddit. Sorry. But there was a rumor. There was a rumor posted on the Animal Crossing subreddit. Apparently, a YouTuber said that he was made aware of secret information that there will be a new Animal Crossing game announced in July that will come out in 2026. This rumor is giving me hope. This rumor is bolstering is bolstering my fucking mind right now that the world is burning, wars are breaking out, but in 2026 there is a possibility, a very slim possibility, that we might get a new Animal Crossing game. I want to believe it for a number of reasons. Number one, it is within the tradition of Nintendo to release a new gaming system and then to release an Animal Crossing game about a year after the system is released. Put out a new gaming system, wait 1 year, put out an Animal Crossing system, or an Animal Crossing game rather, for the system, and then you boost your sales again because Animal Crossing has its own very diverse ecosystem of players. So the timing of it would make sense because the Switch 2 just came out. I'm sorry for everyone who got their screens stapled. I thought it was very adorable and hilarious that Nintendo put out an advertisement that said no staples required. I like that they're up and up with the cool, fun memes. So great. Everyone should pour their vodka out for Jessica Walters. Oh, she's such an angel. Such an icon. Good for her. Yeah, they did write us, yeah. It would be an interesting concept, having this forbidden pool and then having this rule breaker, because of course everybody would be intrigued to watch the rule breaker try to drink from the forbidden vodka pool. Yeah, Ritus, yeah. Now you know what you need to do for your next art installation. Do it. Do exactly that. The vodka pool, the person coming by with the straws. Put it together, Ritus. Do you remember the Animal Crossing hype from like the late, from the late 90s? No, I don't actually. I wasn't really into video games when I was younger. Video games were more of like my brother's thing. And also, I guess because all the video games that I heard about were from my brother, and he wasn't in, like, he was not into like Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing or anything like those games. It never got like filtered down into me. And seeking it out wouldn't have occurred to me because I hadn't even gotten like a hint of it. It was right as the Sega Dreamcast came out. Ooh, so fun. So good. I would be very, very grateful for another Animal Crossing game. Although this weekend I went and I checked out like some other people's islands. There's this really wonderful feature in Animal Crossing New Horizons where you can get into your bed in your house and you can dream. And in dreaming, you can go visit other people's islands, even if like they're not playing their game. You upload the dream of your island, so it's very static and you can't affect anything in the dream. And you get to go walk around their dream islands. And there's like fun individual dialogue for being in the dream. Everybody talks about how, like, oh, it's like such a dreamy island. I don't recognize you. Are you from this island? It's very sweet. And I went and I checked out this island called Spooky. And it was a very, very, very well done island. It was a very spooky island. It was in the fall, which was so nice because like we're here in the middle of summer, so it's nice to sort of just be able to like pop into the other seasons for a reprieve, especially from this heat. It's like all the leaves were falling. It was so beautiful. They had uploaded their island on a really foggy day. And there is something so fucking magical about the fog. About being able to like walk through a ground level cloud. I love it. Oh, thank you, Mario. What a great username. Is it a you, Mario? Thanks for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm wishing you a happy National Detroit Pizza Day. Oh! Ooh. There's like a place in Toronto and they make delicious Detroit style pizza. It might even be called Detroit style pizza in Toronto. Delicious. Fuck yes. I wish that it wasn't 1,000,000,000 degrees outside because I would definitely want to eat pizza. But the idea of eating like a hot, greasy pizza, no, I melt, I die. But it looks like you just came out of the pool moments ago. Oh, dudes! Oh my god, I forgot to tell you. Fuck! As if it isn't enough that it's a heat wave and the building owners won't let us turn on the AC units that they installed in our units. As if all of that isn't bad enough. To beat the heat yesterday, I went to the beach, which was great. Being down by the water really, really helps. Like, the breeze off the water is so fucking refreshing. The beach sand is really, really super duper hot, but just hanging out in the water, Jesus Christ. What were our ancestors thinking by ever leaving the ocean? We could have had an amazing life under the sea. And now we're here on land fucking shooting missiles at each other and exploding hospitals. So I had a beautiful day at the beach. It was so wonderful. After I was there for like a while, I was like, all right, it's time for me to go home. I've like left my cat and my dog alone for long enough. But as soon as I get home, I need to have a shower. I need to have like a really, really cold shower. I'm like covered in beach stuff, I'm like covered in old sunscreen. I got lake water all over me. And if you know anything about Lake Ontario, it's not the cleanest. I might have grown another ass cheek from the mutacious waters. And I got home and I turned the hot knob. Hot knob. Is it too late for you guys to change your usernames? I turned the hot knob like a half turn so it was like a little bit warm. And then I went to go turn on the cold water in the shower to have a nice cold shower. And the knob came off in my hand. I almost cried. I almost cried. I almost lost it. Oh, fuck me. Like, I had that fucking, that wrenching tightness inside of myself where I was like, oh my God, I can't turn the cold water on to have a cold shower. It's just hot water coming out. Such a nightmare. I am so grateful that I have a couple of tools. That I have like a hammer, I have pliers, I have measuring tape. So I definitely just grabbed my pliers and like latched onto the itty bitty little knob that was like part of the faucet that the handle popped off of. And I was able to turn that like tiny little piece to turn the cold water on. Oh. I was gonna lose it. I don't know what I would have done, but it would have been terrible. It would have been terrible. Just kill me in a video game if I can't have a cold shower on a hot day. Oh, Ritus, it seems like we're getting a storm here too. The clouds look absolutely menacing. Yes. Absolutely menacing. I love a menacing cloud. Ooh, interesting. That's crazy. That's crazy that it's been like so like kind of chilly, Ritus, and then you're getting a storm. I don't know why, but in the summertime I'm like, no. It's supposed to be like really, really super hot and then you get a storm. But, I mean, what do I know about knowing things? Absolutely fucking nothing. It is so hot in New York right now. Oh yeah, Gamer Patrol, you and me both. I'm in Toronto, you're in New York. It is burning. It's burning us up. I liked when somebody came in earlier and they said that they went outside for a minute and got deep fried. It's absolute deep fryification. The door handle, says Knavery, came off in my hand in the bathroom at work once, and I was stuck in there for like a good 5 minutes. Oh man, I would have milked that all day. I would have milked it all day. I would have been like, oh no, I'm trapped in the bathroom at work. Now I can't work because I'm trapped in the bathroom. All I've been having is rain with the occasional day of like 19 degrees sunny weather. Oh my God, Ritus. What is happening? Yeah, says Viking. That whole system is moving from southwest to northeast. You're probably getting hit by the same thing, which almost flooded my garden midday. Ooh. Oh, I love that you guys are sharing weather. It's very cute. Dr. Cavanis says Florida is always hot. Speaking of Cavanis, did you know that you have the same last name as Caseytron? That was really, I'm even like a little bit afraid to talk about this because I don't want to be drawn into any kind of negative social interactions unnecessarily. But Caseytron is a Twitch streamer. She and I have streamed together. We did a slut stream together where we raised money for a charity who helps victims of human trafficking. And it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. But Caseytron is being sued by Ethan Klein. and so is Denims and Frogan. 3 female content creators are being sued by Ethan Klein because I think it was for copyright infringement, because they reacted to his video, Ethan Klein's video, that I think he made about Hassan Piker. And I don't know anything about any of these people. But I do... I mean, I guess I don't know either. I'm like questioning. If you make a YouTube video publicly available, are you allowed to sue people for reacting to that video? It's confusing to me, because I think we all remember being on the internet not too long ago where the vast majority of what people were doing for content creation was reaction videos of like different other content that other people had made, and that seemed totally fine and cool to react to like YouTube videos. I mean, obviously the lawyers know what they're doing. Like, the lawyers know what the fucking law is. They're not going to agree to do a lawsuit for something that has no fucking standing. Zelnick says, the key issue is that they all said it's good that their viewers can watch this video through them, to not give Ethan's video any views. Oh, okay. And that's what he's suing for. It's the fair use right. If you take the content and you add additional commentary and insight, then you shouldn't be allowed to be sued for it. Yes, I do recognize that, yeah. I looked that up when I was like, can I read this passage from this book on stream? And it was like, yes, you can definitely like read this passage from this book on stream. Sitting down and reading an entire book for like your entire stream, it's safer and less likely to get you in trouble with a DMCA strike to do it with books that are in the public domain. That's why when I did my reading streams, I would read Sherlock Holmes books, because those are all in the public domain and anybody can read them and you're not going to get in trouble for reading those ones. But the issue, thank you Zelnick for the clarification, is that they said that it's good that they can watch the video for themselves and not give Ethan's video any views. I guess I can see that. Yeah, I can see how making that statement would then open yourself up to... I mean, the statement itself does seem to say that it's like... a purposeful negative viewing of the content. It's also hard not to feel like this very like slight distinction is I mean, I think that Ethan's videos still get like hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views. He seems to have like a very dedicated and fervent fan base. And I think that he is a much bigger content creator than the women that he's suing. Also, why is it only just women? Are there not any guys that he could have added into that as well? I don't love that. Don't love that. I have like an initial, because being a woman myself, it's hard not to have that like knee-jerk reaction of like, I'm just gonna sue these 3 girls. It's 33 degrees Celsius here. It's normal every day until late September. Woo, that's fucking hot. I think Bad Empanada was in the suit too. Oh, I'm not familiar with them. Are they a male or female content creator? Kavana says, oh, you have me going down a rabbit hole on Google. And now I'm just brushing past this. I feel like it's BS. It seems a little overly litigious. It seems a little bit like a slap. I don't know if Ethan is going to be able... Oh, okay. Ethan said that he has no issue with people interacting with, or reacting rather, with his videos. But just playing the video in its entirety without contributing or without saying anything is not okay. Oh, I see. So he's saying that they didn't add enough of their own commentary, and they didn't add enough of their own content in around the video for it to qualify as the fair use. I see. It seems quite litigious, yeah. Oh yeah, big R. A big R. Twitch has been having a little bit of twitching today. Yeah. Brandon says, I'm pretty sure Denims gave a legitimate reaction, despite how it was painted in other videos. Yeah, Twitch is having a lot of ongoing issues today, unfortunately. Secret Genesis says, I think it's about intent. Saying that they are doing it so people don't watch his video implies that they aren't doing it to transform the media. But I don't know either. Either way, I don't know. Either way, I think Ethan is very out of touch. Sorry. I'm trying to like soften the language that we're using because it seems like Ethan is being very reactive to like the way that people are interacting with him. And I'm like, I don't want to come down on him too hard for genuine fear of my own safety. It seems out of touch on so many levels, practically every topic he talks about these days. I think that Ritus says, Ritus is saying, I think that he's hiding behind the non-transformative use of his content to just attack people legally who are criticizing him. Yeah. Yes, you guys, okay, individual chatters. So here's the thing, guys. We don't allow people to shit talk other content creators, especially content creators who aren't here to defend themselves. I understand that there's a lot of really strong personal opinions that we have about Ethan, about Frogan, about Denims, about Caseytron as well, and lots of different content creators. But opinions are also like assholes. We all have them. It doesn't mean that we need to share them with one another. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the New York mayoral race? Oh, somebody was asking about this earlier today. I think it was Patrick who was asking about it earlier. It sounds really wonderful that this, like, relative, pardon the term, this, like, relative nobody in New York is rising to, like, such an incredible level of success. That somebody in chat earlier was explaining to me that he is not backed by, like, a bunch of billionaires, that he is not, like, really fervently endorsed by the Republicans or the Democrats, and that he's on his own power and on his own steam. He's, like, getting this, like, wonderful following, and it seems like there's a chance that he could be mayor. And that's really wonderful. That's exciting. We need more people who are... I mean, we also can never know. Oh, God, you can never know. I mean, how many times have we thought, this is the person I should hitch my wagon to, and then you come to find out that, like, oh my God, there's different things about them that I am not super duper on board with. But as of right now, with all the information that I'm getting right now, it sounds like he's a great candidate, and it sounds like he's really resonating with the people of New York City. That's wonderful. Yeah. Yes, you know what, Dr. Navery? I'm on Team Denims. Yeah, always going to be on Team Denims. This is the thing, you guys. I think it's much more powerful and much more useful for us to be like, go Caseytron! We love you, Frogan. Good job, Denims. I don't know Frogan and Denims myself. I don't think that we've had the pleasure of meeting. But I know Caseytron, and she's a very opinionated woman, and I know that that really ticks off a lot of fucking people. How dare you be opinionated? But, like, again, opinions are like assholes. We're allowed to have an asshole. And some people really want to see your asshole, especially if you're a female Twitch streamer. I'll be glad if he wins, this candidate in New York. But I agree. I just hope they don't try to test this with candidates that aren't as bad as Cuomo. Yeah. Derek, I'm not getting the reference that you're making, so I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm just going to protect myself from saying something that I don't know what I'm saying from. Yeah. Casey Tron is an absolute legend. She is a deeply opinionated woman who is, like, strong in her convictions. She's, like, a weed smoker, and I used to smoke weed, and so I have a soft spot in my heart for anyone who's also doing that. Mostly because I'm just like, oh, drinkers are scary. Drinking is scary. But weed smokers are usually pretty chill people. Brandon says, I wouldn't have cared so much if he had left Casey out, but now you're like, yeah. Now you're like, fuck yeah, sign me up for her love and support. Fuck yeah, Brandon. Fuck yeah. Some weed smokers are fun, chill people. Is that what you're saying? Our first time chatter, Pozo fam? Or is it Pozo fam? You're right, that's true. You're absolutely right. There are a lot of people who also smoke weed and they're not chill and they're not fun, and I wouldn't want to like be within. Pozo's fine. Okay, excellent. You're absolutely right. It's not like I shouldn't have. I mean, I think it's fine if I just say like an innocuous blanket statement like weed smokers are chill people, because there are lots of chill weed smokers, and then there are some not so chill weed smokers. Absolutely. It seems to be the case, like, good God, in so many different ways. Like, there are chill athletes who are cool and fun and nice. And then there's O.J. Simpson, who is absolutely not at all. There are cool and fun, chill movie stars. And then there's Jared Leto, who just fucking sucks. There's no way to like find the good people. It's a case-by-case basis every time. And then it can also change over time, like, I remember when, like, Playboy bunnies, and Playboy was so super duper popular and so famous, and people really, like, loved Hugh Hefner. He was, like, the man's man. He was seen as very suave, very debonair, so wonderful, and in a way, very gentlemanly, and now we know that that was just an image that he was projecting. That lots of the women who were at the Playboy Mansion felt like they were being really taken advantage of, felt like they were being abused, and it shifts our perspective absolutely of the entire experience. Yeah. This refers to somebody who garners internet fame seemingly overnight, and then you find out they're actually a piece of shit IRL. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Like the lawyer who couldn't remove the kitten filter from his Zoom call. Oh, that one. I remember that. That was pretty fucking funny. Just the way he was like, I'm not a cat. Like, the sincerity and the befuddlement of him being like, I'm not a cat. I don't know how to remove this filter. And like the cat looks so concerned. That's exactly what a cat would say. It's a mega hot summer day. It is a mega hot summer day. It's crazy, brutal fucking hot today. I am melting. Just like if I was a witch that you threw water on. Oh, the potato filter moment. There's some really good ones. On a Zoom call with my friends, it happened to one of my friends where she was like, I don't know why I am a Christmas-themed fireplace, but I just am a Christmas-themed fireplace. And we're like, we always knew you were a Christmas-themed fireplace. Pozo says the majority of people put up an image and they don't show their true selves. I don't know if I would agree with that. I feel like, especially on Twitch, you can click through a bunch of, like, there's millions of Twitch streamers as well, right? And I don't think that the majority of the millions of Twitch streamers are putting up an image or putting up a front. I think the vast majority of Twitch streamers are very much just coming on camera and being themselves. But I also recognize that once you become like very renowned, once you get like a certain level of recognition and you get a certain sized audience, it's a lot harder just to be your genuine, authentic self in front of a bigger and a bigger and a bigger audience. I don't know if that shows, I don't feel personally that that shows any sort of like moral failing or badness on your part. I think it's a type of self preservation where giving yourself out to your audience without any filter or without any boundaries is very dangerous for lots of people. That's it sometimes can lead to like inappropriate relationships, and I think that it's necessary to keep the parasocial relationships in an appropriate designation, that you do put on a little bit of an act. You do put on a little bit of a show. Yeah. Okay. Be right back, guys. I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll be right back. I'm repeating myself. came back. What are you guys doing? What are you talking about? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yes. You're talking about the Twitch streamer who pretended to be in a wheelchair and then he stood up and walked around on stream. We were talking about him earlier this week as well, or it was last week. I mean, it's Monday, so probably not earlier this week. But yeah, you guys, Chad has mentioned him to me before once, yeah. Viking says, it's always interesting to do IT support for people like that lawyer. They typically fall into one of three categories. 1, annoyed, condescending, hurrying you to fix it for them. 2, nonchalant, appreciative, but cold, wants you to get it done and then leave. And 3, invested, curious about how to avoid the mistake, asking you for contact details if you fix the problem well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fighting the buffering is what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I want Twitch to just run as smoothly as uncrunched peanut butter. But also, how good is crunchy peanut butter? Sometimes it's all I want is just a spoonful of crunchy peanut butter. The internet's just a little crunchy today. Twitch is just a little crunchy today. Twitch is owned by Amazon, right? And Jeffrey Bezos? And Jeffrey Bezos is getting married in Vienna, like, this week? Maybe people are protesting. Maybe just like all the Viennese people are protesting his marriage in the city, maybe people are protesting his marriage online as well. And saying, fuck you, Jeffrey. Oh, sorry, he's not in Vienna. He's in Venice. Sorry, oops, you're totally right. I said the wrong one. He's in Venice, not Vienna. I don't often get them mixed up, but I'm not surprised that I got them mixed up. It happens, yeah. Maybe it'll be better tomorrow, and yes, give me that crunchy peanut butter. Crunchy peanut butter on toast, so good, so good. I do love me some crunchy peanut butter. Oh yeah, it's by far my absolute favorite. The crunchy peanut butter is the absolute best. I will tolerate the smooth peanut butter, but I won't love it. You're not gonna make me love it. You can't make me love it. Jeffrey Bezos gaming? Jeffrey Bezos gamma radiation? Damn, he's got his hands in all sorts of different pots. I did see that Twitch revenue consists of 2/3 of people's support for their favorite streamers. Yay! Like you guys are supporting me today. Thank you. It makes me feel so loved, so deeply appreciated. And it also helps support the platform that we're using to interact with each other as well. I can't be too angry about it. I really can't. I'm definitely a part of the system. I recognize it'd be hypocritical of me to be like, fuck that system. I get it. I think it's also very possible that you are part of systems that make you very uncomfortable as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, peanut butter toast with a chopped up banana on top. I just really wish that I was better at eating the bananas quickly. Every time I get bananas, I can never get through them fast enough. Even if I'm like, you're gonna eat a banana every day from now until you fucking die. Somehow they just escape from me, and it's like I blink and I look at them and they're brown and terrible. It's like, oh fuck. But I do love it. I haven't ordered bananas in a while for my groceries because I don't want them to go bad under my care. No thank you. I'm surprised the ad revenue is that low. Yeah, that's interesting, right? Oh yeah, let's radiate him. Is that what you're suggesting? Ray the rich instead of eat the rich. Just ray them up. So all of them, like, tons and tons of billionaires are going to be in Venice for this wedding. All the billionaires all in one place. Just all of them together, closely packed in one place. Imagine having all of them just right there in one place. Amazon does own Twitch, but I don't know how seriously they take that ownership. They removed watch parties not that long ago, which feels counterintuitive since The only thing you could watch on watch parties was Amazon Prime through it. That's interesting. The Princess Potato. I like my billionaires chicken fried. Exactly. And they're all going to be together. All going to be together. Right there together. Rita says, honestly, it makes sense. Because the live content is unpredictable, so attaching a brand to that is risky for individual advertisers. I don't know, Ritus. I have like no less than 5 sponsorship opportunities on my docket right now, and I'm also pretty unpredictable and slutty. Venice is so pretty. It would be a shame. Yeah. What are you implying? That they're all together? Look at them all together. All the billionaires just right there, all together. Yeah. Why isn't that wedding in Dubai? Because they wanted to take Kim Kardashian's fucking wedding country. Yeah. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard. You took my fucking wedding country. It's a pretty silly thing to be mad at your sister for, but what do I know what their feelings and thoughts are? When they go brown, that's the time to peel them, put sugar on them, and bake them for 40 minutes. Oh, you're a genius. You're a genius. Yes, that's the right choice, actually. Fuck yeah. I can eat them brown. I just cannot eat them green, though. Yeah, I love that sweet spot of it being yellow. But you're totally right. Once they go brown, peel them, put a little sugar on them, bake them for 40 minutes at what temperature, though? 40 minutes at 350, 40 minutes at 400. Dear madam, what are you suggesting? That they're all going to be together? All of them there together? I love that you guys are taking it to such a dark place. Such a dark place your mind goes. So dark. Yeah. Thumbnail Critic says, it looks warm. It's hot. It's burning hot here today in Toronto. We are in the middle of a little heat wave. And it'll be very, very comforting once this heat wave passes. I think we have one more day of it tomorrow, and then I think on Wednesday it's supposed to cool down. We might get a little bit of a reprieve on Wednesday if we're lucky. Wedding country, that is a decadent disconnectedness par excellence. It's so funny. You took my fucking wedding country. Only I may be wed in Italy. Getting baked into banana bread is the fate of the brown bananas in my house. Oh yes, yeah. He's rushing to go visit Venice before it sinks from the global warming that he could stop with his, like, insane amounts of wealth. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I just make banana bread, banana cake when they go brown. I should definitely just start doing that. It's such a huge waste that I don't make them into something better. But then also I'd stop buying them so that I don't have to worry about making them into something better. It never ceases to amaze me that if OJ hadn't done what he did, we probably would have never heard of the Kardashians. Yes, because their father was his it was Robert Kardashian was their father? I know they have a brother named Robert Kardashian, but it seems reasonable that he might be a junior. I prefer 400, but thought it was a given. Yeah, 400 is also a great temperature for putting things in the oven. I will not be turning on my oven today. There is just no way in hell. It is just far too hot to add any heat in. And the AC has been working wonderfully. That, like, it's cooled down considerably. My bedroom actually feels, like, refreshing to walk into, which is so nice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just cook everything right here at your computer desk. Fuck yes, yeah. I think having this fan on me has really helped that, like, the desk is over there, the fan is over here, and I'm not getting roasted by having my computer on. I definitely noticed, like, in past summers and past streams, that sitting at my desk really just fucking cooked me like a little chicken wing. Oat muesli with coca and banana in the milk. Ooh, that does sound good. I like that, yeah. The fan and the spritz. Yeah, the spritz is a game changer. This is staying with me all summer. It's like I'm in Niagara Falls, but not too close to Niagara Falls, just in that sweet spot where you're not getting crushed by the Oh my god, like millions of liters, millions of gallons probably of water going over the falls. It is perfect. It is so nice and refreshing to stand next to it and just get yourself fucking covered in that fucking spritz. Oh, I love it. Even more insane causality chain. That would be a great band name, Insane Causality Chain. Yeah, sign me up for 3 albums at least. Is 9/11 to Ellen DeGeneres' downfall pipeline. Wow, that is. Yeah. That'll be fun to Google later. What the fuck? What does it mean? How are they connected? It's like standing in those huge queues in Disneyland or Disney World, and occasionally you get to stand in the area that has that fan misting water and that sweet minute of relief. Oh, it's everything. Sign me up for that, yeah. Sam Dog! Hi, Sam Dog! I think we should have a National Parades Day. And it should be March 4th. Yes! Yes! I love the puns! Yes, thank you, the puns. Yes. According to my unverified first search result, 40 million gallons a minute. The enormous water flow of Niagara Falls. Yes, yeah. The last time I was there, we went on like a little guided tour of, I don't know, it was like a park or something. And the tour guide was asking us like, how many gallons of water do you think are flowing over the falls in a day? And we were like, oh, in a day, like 40 million gallons in a day or something. And he was like, that's in a minute. We're like, what? That's an insane amount of water. Okay, so. Okay, I get. Okay. I'm seeing this connection. Okay. So 9/11 inspired Gerard Way to create the band My Chemical Romance. The songs of My Chemical Romance inspired the books of Twilight, Stephenie Meyer's Twilight. And then 50 Shades of Grey was obviously written as a erotic fan fiction of Twilight, which we obviously know starred Dakota Johnson in the movies. And when Dakota Johnson was invited onto the Ellen DeGeneres show, Dakota talked about, I think it was like a birthday party that she had or an anniversary party that she had. And Ellen snarkily quipped, well, I didn't get an invitation. And Dakota Johnson corrected her and said, actually, Ellen, we did invite you. You didn't come to the party. And that slip up really was like the fork in the road for Ellen DeGeneres' popularity. Oh, yeah. Princess Potato, Bush caused the downfall of Ellen. That's fucking crazy. Hello, Jaeger. How are you doing today? Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream, my dear. I'm glad you're able to see it and it's not just a buffering nightmare. Oh, God, the Instagram story got me sticky. It's, you know what? Sticky for sticky. Because I am sticky. I'm glad that you are sticky. We can share our stickiness. It's what unifies us in these disastrous moments. At least we can all be sticky together. Just sweating, Jaeger Larson. Every minute, yeah. Yes, absolutely. I am looking forward to turning all of the... Actually, maybe I'll do yoga in my bedroom today. I am looking forward to doing yoga in my bedroom today because that's where the air conditioner is. I'm going to do some great yoga. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for such a wonderful stream today. Thank you very, very much. We had great conversations. You guys were all so sweet. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for gifting subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Your support is irreplaceable. Thank you very, very much, guys. Who shall we raid today? Who's going to get this audience of happy, horny honeys that I have cultivated? Let's see. Oh, we have Ashley, we have Lumi Roo. Yay! So many good people today. Let's raid Ashley. First looks, dating my house. I've had this video game recommended to me a lot recently. You can date all the appliances in your house. And I think each and every one of us is like very excited for the idea that love isn't around the corner. It's in the room with you. Love is right there in the room with you. Absolutely. You don't even need to look around a corner. You just gotta look over. Okay, JD Vance, you're gonna marry your couch. Good God. Good God in heaven. No. Absolutely not. Okay, thank you very, very much for a beautiful day of streaming. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll be super duper hot tomorrow, so good for you. I'll be in another skimptatious outfit. Yeah. I went to look during the break, and that shelf was so hot. Yo, I've seen some pretty sexy refrigerators in my life. That's not a lie. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.